of the people, of the Nigerian economy. The Vice President, His Excellency, talked about the recession, which is over. Now Nigeria is back to growth.
The country is gradually climbing the ladder in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business global ranking. The country is equally opening its doors to more local and foreign investors.
For my company is to better understand all about the market, not only the consumers, but the regulation, the right people to know, to facilitate the local settlements of a potential facility, and to put a highlight on the contribution, what is possible for France to do in the dairy sector, and to contribute to the development of this sector locally in Nigeria.
This delegation, made up of members of Franco-Nigerian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is being led to the presidential villa by Nigeria's ambassador to France, Modupe Irele, who says the mission is to strengthen the economic relationship between Nigeria and France and to make them understand the processes for setting up business in Nigeria.
Nigeria's initiative of ease of doing business is part of understanding the agencies that are involved, the processes that are involved, and the opportunities, and also to a large extent the responsibilities. It's a two-way relationship, France, Nigeria, Nigeria, France. And this cannot be done with one party very far away. So we've brought them here to see the lay of the land themselves, to meet the key players, and also to get to know Nigerians, business people themselves.
So much for this, and the number is still counting. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Now for happenings in the financial sector, Olayinka Ojo is our guide.
The Central Bank of Nigeria says foreign direct investment into Nigeria stood at $2.87 billion from January to May this year. This represents 20.1% of the total capital inflow of $14.2 billion into the country within the same period. Oil prices extended gains after rising in the previous sessions on rekindled hope. Brent crude futures were up 3 cents at $62.17 a barrel after rising by 2% on Tuesday, while the U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude gained 12 cents. Let's now see how the equities market fared this Thursday.
A convergence of key players in the electricity sector, the youth and oil and gas sector players in Abuja, has reached an agreement to put an end to vandalism of critical infrastructure to boost national development. Victor Azu reports.
A good look at these faces suggests a determination to shrug off the tag of vandals. Vandalism of public infrastructure has been blamed on the youth for so long, and this stakeholder summit under the auspices of the Vision One Leadership Development Initiative is to put things right.
This program has to serve as a call for Nigerian youth, particularly the youth in the Niger Delta, to have a paradigm shift in activism from militancy, from vandalism, from oil theft, from drug abuse, among everything confronting the nation, thereby putting premium on the issue of patriotism.
Key players in the affected sectors and security agencies take turns to count cost of the menace and point the way forward.
NMPC, as an organization, will continue to partner with you, the youths, in our collective efforts at enhancing the economic growth of our country through hitch-free supply, distribution, and transportation of petroleum products in the country.
Stakeholders are to be responsible by giving scholarships to best performing youths, within which facilities are protected because good education will not give the gap for vandalism.
With key players in attendance or committing to working together, the long-standing challenge of vandalism of public infrastructure could very well be solved right under this roof. The only need to walk the talk. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
Thank you, Victor. You are watching the news on NTA International, reaching you from Abuja. More reports after this break. Please stay tuned.
Enjoy the best of African football as NTA, Africa's largest television network and hotspots, Nigeria's foremost sports production and marketing company, bring you all 52 matches of the Africa Cup of Nations, Egypt 2019 live from June 21 to July 19, 2019. Yes, all 52 games will hit your screens in crystal clear digital quality. It's your guarantee of a memorable viewing experience and a wonderful cost-effective opportunity for corporate Nigeria to reach tens of millions of Nigerians. For sponsorship and commercial support, contact Abubakar on 0803-331-0175 and Felix on 0803-308-2375. Hot Sports, masters of the game. NTA. You can't beat the rich.
Welcome back. Security, job creation, constitutional reform and human capital development top the agenda of the Nigeria Governors Forum. Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State, the Governors Chairman, said this at the forum's meeting in Abuja. Adebola Brucelin Sunday reports.
First time governors will be meeting after the forum selection in May. After the convergence of members, the meeting was held behind closed door.
Issued at the end of the meeting of the Nigerian Governors Forum.
When done with their deliberations, the chairman spoke to newsmen, itemizing their resolutions.
The forum resolved to propose the setting up of a security committee at the National Economic Council level and retain security as a recurring item on the agenda of the NGF for the foreseeable future in order to continuously monitor development and security situation. State police is obviously an issue that is of interest to citizens and governors as well, and we'll continue to review our position on this. 3 members also resolved to relaunch its flagship state peer review mechanism program designed to assist states foster good governance and accelerate the rate of development through periodic reviews of progress made by state governments.
Gombe State Governor Inua Yahaya took advantage of the meeting to speak on strategies to better the lots of the people.
I focus more on how I could improve on the situation so that we could have a higher idea.
The forum also pledged to work closely with relevant agencies to strengthen investors' engagements and promote strategic insights into states' competitive advantages. Adebola Brucelin Sunday, NTA News.
Nigerian women are part of the 8,000 women from 165 countries that converged in Vancouver, Canada to push for gender equality and the health rights of women and girls. Basi Taipang reports that Nigerian women and girls were rallying points at the conference.
The 2019 Women Deliver Conference is a global advocate that champions gender equality, health, and rights of girls and women. The advocacy drives investment and harnesses evidence as well as unites diverse voices to spark commitments to gender equality.
Our women have come a long way, and our women and girls have so much potential and so much to give back to the society in order to ensure that we have sustainable development.
There are some myths that are holding women back in the workplace today, and we're here to bust those myths because they're just not true.
To first of all be informed about the decisions about themselves and what is important in their lives, and then we empower them to face that.
Nigerian women and girls were at their best at the conference, while Sophia explained and presented the effect of crisis on girls and women in Maiduguri, Borno State from the Nigerian perspective. Pamela took her time to tell the world about the interventions of Nigerian governments and various NGOs on the education of the girl child.
Let's go back to Nigeria and keep tackling the perception and the social norms that hinder gender equality. Good to see that everybody is really passionate about moving the needle on women and girls' rights, and it's great to see what we can do going forward from this conference.
The girl child and her reproductive rights were of great concern to Nigerian participants at the conference, who said,
"The conference is an eye-opener as they have learned a lot and are so determined to get back to Nigeria and impact positively on other women." Back to Taipan, NTA News.
Now to foreign news, let's now join Fatima Aliu, who is standing by for stories that are trending across the globe.
Thousands of opposition supporters have taken to the streets of several cities in Malawi to protest against last month's re-election of President Mutharika, calling for the chief of the Electoral Commission to step down. Report says President Mutharika won the election with less than 40% votes. Two opposition parties, the Malawi Congress Party and the United Transformation Movement, are challenging the result in court after alleging vote rigging. Judges are due to rule on the case on Friday. Meanwhile, a U.S. military surveillance drone has been shot down by Iranian forces while flying over the Straits of Hormuz. Iran's Islamic Revolution Guards Corps said the drone had violated Iranian airspace, adding that the downing of the drone sent a clear message to America that Iran's border were its red line. But U.S. military said it had been over international waters. Report says this is coming at a time of escalating tension between both countries. On Monday, the U.S. Defense Department said it was deploying 1,000 extra troops to the region in response to hostile behavior by Iranian forces. Moving on. A day after the MH17 plane crash, inquiry team announced murder charges against 4 men. Malaysia Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad and Russia have both condemned the decision as ridiculous. The 3 Russians and a Ukrainian are accused of bringing a missile into eastern Ukraine, which shot the Malaysian airline plane down, killing all the 298 people on board. The 3 Russians charged were closely connected to Russian intelligence service. Prosecutors said all 4 were involved in a conflict with the Ukrainian army on eastern Ukraine at the time the plane was shot down on 17 July 2017. Reports indicate that trial will open in the Netherlands on 9 March 2020, even if the suspects are not present. Fatima Aliu, NTA News.
And now to sports news. Nigeria's Super Eagles continue to perfect their strategy in Alexandria ahead of their opening game against Burundi on Saturday at the Africa Cup of Nations Group B in focus in our AFCON countdown with Amanzi Marcos.
3-time African champions Nigeria Super Eagles last won the Africa Cup of Nations in South Africa in 2013. Many Nigerians are optimistic that the Eagles can win a 4th title in the land of the Pharaohs, and the Group B matches are key in the quest to conquer Africa in Egypt 2019. The group has Burundi, Madagascar, Guinea and Nigeria. Burundi are in their first Africa Cup of Nations and are ranked 134 in the latest FIFA rankings released on June 14. They are interested in a good outing in their debut. Like Burundi, Madagascar are debutants with a FIFA ranking of 108. The technical crew of the Barrier have succeeded in luring players of Malagasy descent to strengthen the squad, like a Lyon defender Jeremy Morel. The Silly of Guinea are ranked 71 by FIFA, and their best record in AFCON dates back to 1976, when they placed second but have reached the quarterfinals in 2004, 2006, 2008 and in 2015. Nigeria Super Eagles have the best record in Group B, having won the Africa Cup of Nations in 1980, 1994 and in the year 2013 with a FIFA ranking of 45.
On paper, when we look at the strength of the team, we'll say Nigeria will qualify. But I want everybody to know that football is growing, and it's growing everywhere. If I just want to pray that complacency will enter into our boys and taking Nigeria to come out from the group.
Nigeria and Guinea
I tip them to qualify.
On paper, Super Eagles and the Guinean national team, but Burundians and as Madagascar who are actually making their debut, the two debutants, you cannot take away their fighting spirit.
Super Eagles have the chance to get to the next round. If we get to the next round, that's where a lot of problems will start. But in this first group stage, we don't have any excuse not to qualify.
The Super Eagles have intensified training at the Arab Academy for Science, Technology and Maritime Transport pitch in Alexandria. The NFL President Ama Joe Pinnick challenged the team to remain focused and meet the huge expectations of Nigerians by winning the Egypt 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. A win against Burundi on Saturday in Alexandria could be a good start. In Abuja, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
The sports news there concludes the news at this hour. Thank you for watching. I am Nolin Ebel Ame.
This is NTA International.
Exotic land of rainbow, a giant in the sun, rich in human and natural resources, a land of cultural diversity for tourists' appreciation. Nigeria occupies 923,766 square kilometers, accommodating over 250 indigenous languages. It is a wonderful environment for leisure and business. Nigeria, land of milk and honey, a paradise for tourists.
I am a Nigerian. I am one in 5 Africans. I am a Nobel Prize winner, a soccer champion, a giant of literature, a musical icon. My roots lie in the dusty Sahel of the north, in the rich rainforests of the east, in the savanna plains of the west, and the oil-filled swamps of the delta. My strength flows from the waters of the Niger and the Benue. Nigeria is my home. I am the voice of 200 tribes speaking more than 200 languages. I am the laughter of the world's happiest people. I am my brother's keeper. I am a child in one of the youngest nations on earth.
In recent times, contemporary artwork is making a big comeback in the art industry. It is not just about the market where the master of abstract art are resurfacing, but in the art practice itself. This form of art is considered one of the purest forms of expression, as it allows its creator to freely communicate visually without the constraints of forms found in an objective reality.
Abstract art is non-representational art. That's what abstract art is. When you look at abstract art compared to other forms of art, you can see that it has a meaning every time you look at it, rather than when you look at other forms of art. That is why it's called non-representational art.
It is this non-objective reality that informs this collection of putting colors together in a variety of media to show a storyline of a woman in depression. Knowing that depression in women is common, women are more likely to develop depression than their male counterparts. Statistics says 1 in every 4 women is likely to fall into a major depression at some point in life.
Bound woman is talking about a woman who is bound, and she's bound from social responsibilities and religion and everything and social customs as well. Here we have different colors that represent her different personalities and why she wants to break out of being a bound woman. This is oil of canvas and a mixed media. And mixed media is when you mix both paint and another medium as well. I have oil canvas and I also have twine thread, which shows that she's bound. I've used the twine thread to show that she's bound and she's in a prison state. Right here I have trapped. This is a woman who is trapped and is connected to a bound woman as well. The ropes show that turmoil, she's trapped by everything that is making her depressed and lonely, and that's why I call this trapped, because this is to emphasize, the ropes are to emphasize the state of mind that she's in. And this is another mixed media, oil on canvas, as you can see. I also use gold here to show that she will soon be refined into gold, and everything she's going through is a process. So that's why I call this trapped. This here is part of the Depression series, Living or Existing. Here, the artist is painting, talking about a depressive state of mind. The spirals here show that a state of mind of confusion and show a state of mind of depression. Right here, the gray shows dark clouds and just showing the gold here represents that she will be refined later on in gold. Right now. Shattered. Right here, I play a lot with a lot of and I just allowed it flow. I allowed the paint to drip, and I allowed it to flow here. Here are the different colors that are represented by different emotions and different parts of her. She's shattered and she feels depressed, she feels lonely, she feels like there's no need to live or exist, which is connected to living or existing. And then the goal, as usual, will show that she's emerging and being refined through the pain that she's going through as a person, as a human being.
No experience lasts forever, and for every beginning, there must be an end. In this depressional series of artwork, Zara, through the blend of colors, reveals an emerging, resilient, and self-esteeming woman from her past experiences.
Right here, I have Emerge. Emerge is about a woman who wants to emerge and the metamorphosis of her emerging as a woman, as a person. She's emerging from depression, she's emerging from pain, she's emerging from everything that has bound her. So there's a story connected to both of them. The colors here show that there's a brighter future out there, a brighter future for her and a better coming as well. This is also oil on canvas and mixed media because I applied both oil and acrylic spray. It shows the gold there. So that's why this is a mixed media. I have Woman's Worth. Woman's Worth is another oil on canvas. I only use oil on canvas because it's a very good medium and it has a wet look which I like and appreciate. Woman's Worth shows that she is a beautiful woman, a woman who wants to be appreciated in society, a woman who wants to believe in herself and not restricted by any norms of of